All right, welcome to the first episode of the In the Lab podcast. My name is Alan Musterman, and I'm joined by my co-host Ethan Kern. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things on here. One of them being sports is going to be a major topic of conversation. I'm from the Houston area, so I've kind of defaulted to being a Houston sports fan. So Rockets, Texans, Astros. Not as big on the Texans or Astros because I'm just a big basketball guy. So I love the Rockets, but
who's your hockey team?
Oh,
wait, Houston doesn't have one.
Oh, okay. I couldn't have told you if they had one or not. So
that's funny.
Honestly, that's me. Ethan, where do you fall?
I'm Ethan Kern. I'm from Dallas, so like Alan, but to Dallas, I default to all the Dallas teams. So I'm a Cowboys, Rangers, Mavericks, and Stars. A little less than the Mavericks right now, but I'm still a fan. Just not a Nico Harrison fan.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah. I don't think anybody is.
No, well, I bet the Lakers are.
Yeah, nope. Got me there.
Yeah.
Lakers fans.
Other than that, yeah, I'm a baseball player, so I love baseball, but I also used to play football. So I love football, and I love most sports. So
heck yeah. Yeah. I played basketball through high school, but wasn't good enough to take it to the next level. But me and Ethan both go to school here in Waxahachie, Texas, right outside of Dallas. So
third biggest city in Texas, actually. Don't fact
don't look it up,
though.
but
don't fact
it definitely is. Has to be. But first off, I just wanted to start with a trivia game for Ethan to just break the ice a little bit. But we're going to play Does It Fit the Category, which is just going to be a fun game. The theme is NBA players right now, so Ethan can guess, or Ethan can throw out an NBA player's name, and I'm going to tell him if it fits the category or if it doesn't. And the goal for him is to figure out what the category is.
Okay.
So go ahead and get started. So
I have a couple different strategies I might use. I might do like extremities, like really tall or really short or really big.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's go with Victor Wembanyama.
Victor Wembanyama does not fit the category.
Okay, so he's a Spur. He's freakishly tall. Let's go with a short guy. Is it okay? Let's do historical. What? See if it's historical. Let's go with Bill Russell.
Bill Russell does not fit the category.
Okay, so let's go with Steph Curry. Why not?
Steph Curry does fit the category.
Steph Curry does fit the category. So he's a champion. Maybe it's champions. How about LeBron James?
LeBron James does fit the category.
Does. So they are both champions.
They are both champions.
I think they're both all NBA 75. I think they're on that team. Let's see. Let's see if it's just champions, or let's go with Patrick McCaw.
Patrick McCaw does not fit the category.
Does not. Okay,
he does not fit the category. That's a good guess, though. I like the Patrick McCaw pool.
Thank you. I know he won like 3 in a row, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he was a Warrior, then a Raptor, or something like that. But okay, maybe it's Finals MVPs. Let's go with Nikola Jokic.
Nikola Jokic he does fit the category.
He does. Yeah. Okay, so let's go with Giannis.
Giannis does fit the category. You're warming up.
Okay, see, it could just be MVPs though. So Jaylen Brown hasn't won an MVP. Jaylen Brown
does fit the category.
Okay,
you're right there.
Is it Finals MVPs?
No, it's not Finals MVPs.
It's not. Okay. Is it players who have been in the finals or have won a championship?
You're really close.
Okay.
Really close.
Okay.
It's a little more specific than that.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right there.
Players who have been the number one option on a championship team. I don't know if Jaylen...
Not exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if Jaylen Brown was. Okay,
He was definitely the number one option in that series that they won.
Okay, what about Luka?
Luka does not fit the category.
Luka does not fit the category. Okay, so...
I'll tell you, you're really warm with champions. Like, really warm. Think of the champions that you've been saying.
Okay.
Because you can
Does Andre Iguodala fit the category?
He does not fit the category.
Okay, interesting.
So, that should help a lot.
I don't know. Okay. Because Andre Iguodala is a Finals MVP, so it's not him. It's not Finals MVPs. It's.
I want to give like.
But
hints,
Jaylen Brown
did
fit the category.
Jaylen Brown does fit the category.
Does okay.
Because I want to let you get there.
What about Jason Tatum? Does he fit the?
He does fit the category.
So Jason Tatum also does fit the category. Huh.
You could throw out some other names that you think wouldn't fit the category, but would be close.
What about Klay Thompson?
Klay Thompson does fit the category.
What about Kyle Lowry?
Kyle Lowry does not fit the category.
What separates them?
What separates them?
What about Derek White?
He does fit the category.
Okay.
You just gotta
A champion
put the pieces together.
since 2020?
I'm gonna give it to you. It's players that have won championships in the last 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Since 2020.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So, since 2020.
That's why Lowry doesn't fit. Why
Yeah.
Iguodala doesn't fit.
That's why LeBron barely does.
Yeah.
Okay.
LeBron won it.
Okay.
He would have been that team. Would have
Yeah.
been the oldest one to make it. But yeah, there you go.
There
Congratulations.
we go. Yay.
Won the first trivia game of the In the Lab podcast.
Let's go.
Good job. All right. Well, we can move on
All right.
from NBA. As I've already stated, I'm not much of a football fan, but we did want to cover a little bit of the NFL offseason and combine so far. And I know that Ethan watches a lot more than I do. So you were going to get some very, very casual takes and inputs on the NFL from me, because I don't even know if I could name more than 20 current NFL players.
Yeah, I bet you could.
I don't know. Maybe that's something for another day.
Maybe that's the next trivia.
But yeah, I rock with the Texans. Rock with CJ Stroud. I know he didn't have a great sophomore year, but
hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, he's a Christian, so
that's true.
that
I do
guy.
like CJ Stroud. Oh yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean, the combine obviously is happening right now, so we'll talk about that in a second. But some free agency news: Deebo Samuel gets traded to the Washington Commanders for a 5th-round pick, which is very interesting because it's not saying the 49ers are losing faith in their team, but getting rid of Deebo, he's been a mainstay of the 49ers for several years now.
Yeah.
And so not having him on the team anymore is very telling of what they think of their squad.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing what they do in the draft will be very interesting if they get a skill player, if they get somebody like that to surround Brandon Ayuk with another wide receiver weapon.
He was on my fantasy team.
Deebo?
Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, was he? He did terrible this year. The whole
I know.
49er team did bad. Part of it because Christian McCaffrey was
with
hurt,
fantasy football. I've been doing this league with my friends from high school. I think this is our 4th or 5th year now.
Okay.
And I joined it just because they needed people. So whenever I drafted initially, it was literally just at random. My favorite player ever is Aaron Rodgers, so I drafted him first in the draft.
That's
and
funny.
I've done that every year since. So he's always been my 1-1.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I just no ball knowledge at all. So the first season, I think it's 16 rounds or whatever weeks, and I went 0-16.
Oh, jeez.
And then the next season, I think I won 1, and then the next one missed the playoffs again, and then this last one I was in the championship.
Dude, there we go. We're growing.
Crazy.
This next year you gotta win
Didn't
the whole
watch.
thing.
I probably watched 3 games of football this year, but I was in the championship. I was like, dang, I know my stuff when it comes to drafting, which is letting it auto draft. But still,
You know what? Auto drafting does work most of the time.
yeah.
Yeah, so you too, listening to this podcast, can become a fantasy football goat.
Yeah.
All right, next, T. Higgins gets franchise tagged again, so he will stay as a Bengal, which is very interesting because I was expecting him to try to sign somewhere else, but Bengals said that's not happening this year.
Yeah.
Darius Slay was a former Philadelphia Eagle cornerback who has now been cut. He's a 6-time Pro Bowler, which I don't think is a terrible move. He's a good player, but they have 2 very young cornerbacks in Cooper DeJean and Quentin Johnston, maybe is his name. If I sniped that, I'm going to be really impressed
I
with
hope you
myself.
did, because I can't fact check you.
Yeah. Anyway, they have a good young cornerback core, so that's not a horrible move for them.
Yeah.
And then as for the combine and the draft, really, this is a very interesting year for the draft because nobody really knows who's going to know number 1. Most of the time you do. At least the last several years, you knew Bryce Young, you knew Joe Burrow, you knew Trevor Lawrence, you knew they were all going to go number 1. But this year, there's no clear-cut number 1. Travis Hunter is...
That's interesting. I mean, that's like the NBA draft, this past one.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
There's no clear number 1 pick at all.
And there's, like Travis Hunter is a huge superstar. Ashton Genty is a pretty big superstar, but that's kind of because they were in the limelight from the Heisman. Other than that, there's no, like, at least as of right now, there's nobody that we think is just going to change football. Now, that could obviously change after a couple years of people being in the league, but it's been a very interesting draft year, and I'm very interested to see how the draft goes. Most, like, draft people are saying what the draft is going to look like. Abdul
Draft
Carter.
experts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter is going number 1, but I've also seen some where it's Cam Ward,
Mm-hmm.
even Shadeur Sanders. So it's very interesting to see who's going to go number 1. And there's very few skill position, just dogs. You know, there's a lot of like linebackers and linemen, but like Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, the running back class is very deep, but we will see how it checks out.
I think
soon.
regardless of like hype or like projection in a draft, there's inevitably going to be somebody that leaves like a lasting impact or has a really good career, no matter the sport.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think that's always reassuring because you can look back at. I mean, I don't know how far it goes for NFL, but at least in the NBA, you can look at any draft class, and there's going to be multiple All-Stars out of every single one of them. And
absolutely.
So
maybe even more so for the NFL because there's more positions.
Yeah, and more rounds and more players. So yeah, that's interesting.
And then as for
you have any more NFL news?
I was going to go through the 40-yard dash time, or just the top two, because there was two 4.2s. There was a 4.28 run by a cornerback out of Kentucky, Maxwell Hairston, and then there was a 4.29 by Matthew Golden, wide receiver out of Texas. Other than that, there's no
I saw
blazing
something
speeds,
a friend brought up to me, or he was just talking in our group chat, and he said how this one dude said that he was going to go and break the record, and then he ended up not performing very well.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you saw that. I don't know who it was either, so I hate that I don't have the information.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, I'm going for the record, and ended up not
funny.
even coming close.
That's hilarious. Yeah, nothing close to the 4.21 that was set by Xavier Worthy last year, but some fast times for sure.
For sure. Yeah, well, we can move on to some NBA-related stuff. This is my lane.
There we go.
I just wanted to talk about trades and the results of them. Obviously, the trade deadline passed a little while ago. But Luka and the Lakers have looked really good.
Yes.
They are now the 2 seed, I believe,
made it to
after
the 2 seed
last
already.
night.
Wow.
What'd you say?
I didn't realize they'd already made it to the 2
Yeah,
seed.
no, it's crazy. And as a Rockets fan, it sucks. But I'm just happy where we're at. We're a playoff team, and I couldn't be more ecstatic. It does suck that we've been the 2 seed all season, and now we're kind of skidding, but it's expected.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Lakers have just looked great despite not having a center. Like Luka makes Jackson Hayes look like a serviceable player, which is kind of crazy.
Yep.
Crazy what that guy can do.
Yeah, you'd think he would never get traded.
Oh,
right?
surely the 26-year-old. I think he just had his birthday.
I think you're right. I think this last Friday.
Yeah, surely the 26-year-old superstar, top 3 player in the league wouldn't leave their franchise.
Supposed to have a statue.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said like a couple months ago when he was asked about the fans worried about him leaving Dallas?
No. What do you say?
He goes, "Oh, I don't think they should be worried."
Yeah.
That's heartbreaking.
My favorite thing, literally the first thing I thought of whenever I saw the news was the Mark Cuban quote of how he was saying that he would rather divorce his wife than trade Luka Doncic. Yeah. And obviously he sold his stake in the organization, so he doesn't have as much pull.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah, the Mavericks have had Anthony Davis get injured his first game. Hasn't touched the court since, and I feel like they've just had a lot of injuries since then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Luka was hurt when he was on the team. We don't really have a center right now. I think we picked one up, but
which is crazy.
Yeah, Anthony Davis got hurt.
Moses Brown. I saw Moses Brown got picked up. He had a solid game. He had like a 20-10 game or something, which is good. It's not his first time on the team. I just know the first time he was on the team, he was buns.
Yeah. Yeah, but Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford are also injured.
Yeah. Other trades, Fox went to the Spurs, but then Wemby had blood clots in his shoulder, so he's out for the season, which is really rough. And then Greg Popovich had like a heart attack or something, or I don't know what it was exactly, but he had a health scare.
And he's done for the year.
Yeah, so no Pop, no Wemby, and I think even Fox had something going on with him.
Oh, really?
Recently.
Huh.
But yeah, so that's tough. Spurs had a really good trade deadline getting him, and they looked solid. But
yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I'm hoping this Wemby thing doesn't turn into a Chris Bosh thing where he kind of has to.
Yeah.
Because he could be the future of the league.
No, I mean, he's already there now. He was the undisputed defensive player of the year already.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just sucks. But at least they'll have a lottery pick this year. So
maybe they'll get Cooper Flag too.
Yeah, add them with Castle and Wemby. Oh, Cooper Flag would be crazy. The NBA would have to be like looked into for being rigged at that point. Like that would be insane work. Yeah. Just make the Spurs overpowered again. Literally the David Robinson, Tim Duncan pickup. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But another thing, Joel Embiid got shut down for the year.
He did.
Yeah.
Did you see that play?
No, I didn't see the play.
Oh, it looked like it wasn't even necessary. There was like a kick out to somebody that was wide open in the corner to shoot a three, and he goes to block it, completely whiffs. Like the guy pump fakes him, and then he just falls and hurts his knee.
Jeez.
And it's like, what are we doing, Joel?
Yeah. I don't know. I've tried to stick up for Joel Embiid. I was really excited for the Sixers this season after getting Paul George, and I just thought the pieces they got around him with Gershon Yabusele and Jared McCain was a great draft pick. He got injured. He was like the only bright spot for them this season. But yeah, I mean, Embiid getting shut down. They're already like not a playoff. They're gonna be a lottery team.
Yeah.
So maybe they have a good pick that helps save them, but their future just looks rough.
Yeah.
Like with Paul George. Did you see he came out with a statement about his podcast, and he said basically it's time to lock in. It's time to go win a championship. I'm not going to be posting on my podcast anymore. I'm like, dude, you're already like 50-something games into the season, and now you're deciding it's time to shut down the podcast.
Amazing.
Paul George has just been so goofy to me.
Yeah.
Like already, like he's been prioritizing the podcast over everything, over ball, and like I don't know. I don't understand it.
Yeah, there's some prima donnas in the NBA for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of, how are the Warriors doing now that they got Jimmy Butler?
They're doing really good.
I thought
actually.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, him and Steph combined for 61 the other night.
Oh, jeez.
Steph had 56.
Oh. Jimmy only got 4?
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy.
5, but yeah.
Oh, jeez, math is hard.
Yeah.
This is a sports podcast. So.
It's not academically gifted here.
No.
Yeah, the Warriors have looked pretty solid since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really watched them a lot. I mainly just watch the Rockets when I have time. But
Thunder is still hot. Thunder still hot.
Oh, the Cavs. They had. Who did they just play?
It was a great game. I thought it was the Celtics. No.
Did they beat the Celtics?
Did they just beat? So.
Yeah, they came back from down like 20 against the Celtics.
Right.
The Celtics were up 20 something to like 3 in the first quarter, and the Cavs ended up coming back. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I think if I were to give like a finals prediction, it would have to be like Thunder, Cavs.
You think?
Honestly, I just think the Cavs with their size and shot creation, and they're so deep. They went and got DeAndre Hunter, and when they needed a wing, and he was averaging 20 off the bench. So he's been a really good pickup. Ty Jerome has been a great backup point guard. But yeah, I mean, the Celtics are still like an incredible team.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they haven't been on the level that they were last year. And so I think that the Cavs have a really good shot at going all the way. I mean, they are the best team, and it's easy to say the best team is going to make it, but like they just look poised for a championship run, or at least the conference finals, because last year I think they ended up losing to the Celtics in like the second round.
I want to say you're right, yeah.
But
yeah, I am interested to see both those teams, because neither one of them have had, the players on the teams at least have not had much playoff success.
On Celtics and Cavs?
Not Cavs and Thunder.
Yeah. Well, the Cavs, I mean,
Celtics,
it's only been like 3 seasons where Donovan's been there. And so Evan Mobley has really stepped into his like offensive game, and Garland's back to, I think he was an all-star again this year. So all-star level. And then the Thunder have just been building.
Yeah, I mean, they have such a bright future.
Yeah,
a scary bright
crazy
future.
Draft capital, so they could even put some trades together and make a crazy splash. But yeah, Shea is just MVP level player. Like him and Jokic are like the only two real candidates right now.
Jokic is just a freak, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he cared about basketball?
No, that's real. But yeah, I mean, I think that's good for our NBA talk. I know that the Oscars happened recently. Going to switch it up from sports. I know this might be a shock for y'all, but we are going to talk about some more pop culture related things. I didn't look into it much. I know that Ethan has a list of the people that got awards. So we're going to dive into that for a second before our final segment, draft. We're going to end this episode with a draft. But yeah, Ethan, do you have our Oscar winners?
I do, yes. I'm going to run through the Oscar winners and give some very light thoughts about certain winners and certain
I probably won't be very opinionated on this. The only thing I saw was Adam Sandler and like his hoodie and shorts.
Of course, Adam Sandler's he's just a
love
vibe,
that
man.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. I'm excited for Happy Gilmore too.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be good, but
yeah,
I loved Happy Gilmore. So
actually, yeah. Have you seen the Shrek 5?
Oh my gosh, that was
animations.
It wasn't as bad as like most people are making it out to be.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's just different.
I don't know why
it's different. Yeah. Why divert from how it's
clearly
looked in the past?
First 4 worked.
Yeah. Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a goofy teaser.
Yeah.
But anyways, you have the Oscar stuff?
Yes, I do. Okay, so the winner of the Best Picture was Anora. Anora, low-key swept. They were nominated for 6 different categories, and they won 5 of them.
Oh, my gosh.
So, Anora was the king of the Oscars.
That's tough.
Anora won Best Picture. Best Actor in a Leading Role was given to Adrian Brody for The Brutalist. He beat out Timothée Chalamet, who was my pick for A Complete Unknown. Yeah. He didn't win for the Bob Dylan role. Best Actress in a Leading Role was Mikey Madison for Anora. Mm-hmm. Best Actor in a Supporting Role was Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain. I was happy for him. That's the main kid in Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
It's his brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I saw like his wife said that they're gonna have a 4th kid now.
Oh yeah. Oh, I did too.
It was like incentivized. Really cool. Like if you win an Oscar, then we'll have another kid.
That's hilarious.
I thought that was funny.
Best Actress in a Supporting Role was given to Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez. There we go. I found it. Sean Baker for Anora won Best Director. Best Cinematography was given to The Brutalist. Best International Feature Film, I'm Still Here. Best Adapted Screenplay was Conclave. Best Original Screenplay was Anora again. Best Live Action Short Film was I'm Not a Robot. Best Animated Short Film was In the Shadow of the Cypress. Best Animated Feature Film was Flow, beating Inside Out 2 and The Wild Robot, which I was surprised. I really liked Inside Out 2 and The Wild Robot. I confess I have not seen Flow, so I'm going to have to look at it.
Yeah, I was going to say I might need to look into this Anora movie because I have no idea what
I know the story. It's I don't know how much we can say on this Nelson University podcast. It's a movie about a girl named Anora who very quickly, she's a prostitute. She very quickly falls in love with a Russian, I think, son of a dictator or son of a Russian oligarch, I want to say.
Like Russian royalty.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And it's kind of just their story of love and fighting for one another, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. The Only Girl in the Orchestra won Best Documentary Short. No Other Land won Best Documentary Feature Film. El Mal from Amelia Perez won Best Original Song. Best Original Score was given to The Brutalist. Best Makeup and Hairstyling was The Substance, which makes total sense. The Substance was a very, very visually interesting movie.
Mm-hmm.
Best Costume Design was given to Wicked, which makes sense. Best Editing was, once again, Anora. Best Sound was Dune Part 2, which makes total sense to me. Have you seen Dune Part 2?
No.
Have you seen Dune Part 1?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I thought Dune Part 2 was great. I'm very excited.
No, I literally planned, I watched Dune, the first one for the first time with a friend, and we planned on going to watch the second one, and things just kept coming up, and I never got to watch it, but I will definitely be watching it at some point. The first one was really slow.
I agree.
It was cool. I think it was just a lot of world building.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I'm hoping, obviously, I'm sure that the second one ended up turning out a lot better, a lot more action.
I enjoyed it a lot more. Yeah. I didn't hate Dune Part 1, but the first time I watched it, I was not a fan.
Yeah. Because I rocked with it because it's it's introducing you to this world. And what it seems like is that there's going to be multiple in this like story of doing, like there's going to be a lot of sequels to come to build on it, which seems exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but the sound for that was amazing. The worms and there was a lot of great sound.
Yeah, the worms.
Best production design was given to Wicked. Best visual effects was once again Dune Part 2, and that is the end of our list.
Nice.
Beyond that, not too many thoughts. One thought was, have you heard the kind of controversy behind Amelia Perez?
Mm-mm.
It's very critically acclaimed to be a very bad movie.
Oh.
And just not a great movie.
And it got awards?
Yes. And I'm not saying this is the entire reason it got awards, but there was some sort of transgender ideology in it.
Okay.
And so I don't know if the Academy was trying to make a point or something like that, but yes, Amelia Perez was agreed upon that it was not a very good movie by a lot of people, a lot of critics, but it did still win awards.
That's interesting.
Yes, it is interesting.
Right. Well, we can move on from that.
Hold on, wait. We gotta. Have you seen the clip art, or not the clip art, but the scenes that they leaked for Avengers Doomsday?
Oh no, I didn't.
It was actually very.
Something got leaked for.
It made Doomsday. It look pretty interesting. Yeah. So there was a few pictures. There was like a Hulk world almost. It was,
Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
That's
gonna be
like
in
that.
Doomsday. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not gonna act like I'm a big comic book nerd, but very invested in Marvel for a long time, and I would watch like those breakdowns on YouTube.
Yeah.
So all my Marvel knowledge comes from those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I know the World War Hulk storyline a little bit.
Okay.
So that's pretty interesting that's going to be in Doomsday.
Yeah, I used to love Marvel, but ever since the end of Endgame, there's been some good movies, but it's fallen off.
It's just been sporadic.
Yeah.
Now it felt pretty consistent, and now it's a little less quality.
Absolutely.
A lot more quantity, especially when it comes to the Disney Plus shows. There's been a handful that have been really good, like Loki.
Loki was great. I liked Moon Knight.
Really?
I did. Oh, were you not a fan?
I was a fan. I'll say I enjoyed it right up until the last episode.
Okay.
The last episode was so corny.
Yeah.
And
I
just feel like it didn't pay off.
Yeah.
At all. Like I love the concept of like Moon, like the character.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was really cool. I just didn't think it ended that well. But WandaVision was really good.
Yes, I agree.
Falcon and Winter Soldier wasn't.
Yeah, I can agree.
I just watched the new Captain America movie, and man, I didn't go in with high expectations, but dang, it was bad. Like I just felt like the acting was just bad.
Oh, really?
Which was so weird. And I know like Marvel gets a bad rap for being like corny or like having like goofy lines, like, oh, he's behind me, isn't he? But like it just felt like that movie was full of them.
Yeah, which I mean, sometimes it is comic books and it is superheroes, so sometimes that's okay.
No, absolutely, I'm willing to look past it for sure.
There are times it's too much.
It can get extreme with that movie at least, and it just feels like the whole thing with the Falcon and Winter Soldier was like Sam taking on the Captain America role in the title, and like it was all this conflict of like, you're never going to be Steve Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
And that gets brought up so much in this movie. And it's like, I thought we already got past that in the show.
Yeah.
It just felt like there was no growth. It was the same story. Bucky does show up in the movie. Spoilers. I already said it, but spoilers. And it just wasn't needed. And I don't know. It was a very goofy movie.
Yeah, I felt like the trailer did not do it justice because they made the movie almost as if the Red Hulk wasn't supposed to show up, or you didn't know about the Red Hulk showing up. But in the trailer, you obviously know Red Hulk is a
that's always been funny to me with like marketing for movies. Like Thor Ragnarok, it was like in the movie you're supposed to be like, oh, like you don't know that Hulk's gonna show up, but the whole marketing for the movie was always like that it's Hulk versus Thor.
Exactly.
It's just funny whenever it happens in a movie, and it's like we've known.
Yeah, the beauty of trailers, I think, is diverged a little bit.
But anyways, we can move on to our final segment of the episode, and we're gonna be doing a draft. We both prepared our big boards.
Very excited for this, actually.
We're gonna be doing a draft of our favorite TV shows from our childhood.
Yes,
so
we are.
whether that be like as kids or teenagers, just like growing up, what were we watching?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, how are we going to determine who has the first pick? And do you want to do like serpentine draft or just go back and forth?
Since it's just two of us, we can go back and forth.
Okay, go back and forth.
You just want to get a Google to flip a coin for us?
Yeah, we can flip a coin.
All right, heads or tails?
Give me tails. Tails never fails.
It is tails. You get to
Alright.
go first.
I don't know if I wanted the first pick, low key.
Yeah, that's actually reasonable.
But yeah. All right. For my first pick
Uh-huh.
in childhood TV shows, I'm just gonna say this is a animated show.
Okay.
One of my well, obviously, if I'm picking it
yeah.
1-1, it's gonna be one of my favorite shows. But I just feel like it's widely considered a fantastic childhood show, and I'm gonna go with Phineas and Ferb.
That was high on my list.
Because that was something that I struggled with, was how to rank these shows. Because I mean, I might love them, but I don't know if it's gonna be the vast majority.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think Phineas and Ferb is consistent enough that everybody loved Phineas and Ferb.
I think that's a great take. That
Even
would've
just
been...
the theme song
Oh yeah,
goes so
You know
hard.
they're coming out with a new season.
Yeah,
I'm
I
very
did see
excited
that. That's
for
gonna
that.
be cool.
I know.
It's
I'm
gonna be
very
interesting.
excited for that. I am gonna. I have an interesting strategy. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do it, but we're gonna field out and see how it goes. My first pick is I enjoyed the show. It wasn't my favorite show growing up, but it is a consensus, just great childhood
Going
show
for audience approval.
Yes, for many people, and that show is none other than SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, that's literally the reason. Like, it had to make my big board.
Yeah,
but
it's just-
I was like, I really liked it. Like, it was a great show, obviously. But yeah, it's just been like it's been so consistent.
Absolutely.
Like, still running.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like you could just watch it at any time.
Yeah,
Even now,
of
like I could
course.
watch an episode and
Yeah.
still enjoy it,
Exactly.
which isn't the case for a lot of these.
No, yeah, it isn't.
All right, SpongeBob is off the board.
SpongeBob. That I heavily agree with both those.
Yeah, I think those are really good first
I'm proud
picks.
of us. Yes.
Moving on, I'm probably gonna divert away from animated shows.
Interesting.
I'm gonna dive into my Disney Channel bag.
Okay.
Big Disney Channel kid. Disney Channel over Nickelodeon, 10 out of 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Nickelodeon didn't have good shows, because it did. But
Yeah. It's an interesting take.
I just
Rank Disney, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network for me real quick.
Oh my gosh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Because Cartoon Network had some really good stuff, and like Cartoon Network had Boomerang, where it would have like the throwback shows.
Yeah.
So Cartoon Network, I'd go Disney one, just personally, and then I'd probably go Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon.
Really?
I just wasn't big on Nick.
Okay. Hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
fine.
how would
That's
you rank them?
I don't know. That's a very
You're gonna pose me the
interesting-
question and then
It's a
not
very
have an answer.
interesting. I think probably the same, but it's closer than just Nick being third. Like I think it's yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But still, I think the gap between Disney and Cartoon Network is smaller than the gap between Cartoon Network and Nick.
Okay.
I think Nick would have been my third regardless.
Okay.
But anyways, all that to say,
Yes.
my number 2 pick is going to be Good Luck Charlie.
That was on my big board too. I was definitely gonna take that at some point.
Man, Good Luck Charlie was so good.
Yeah.
And recently, I saw Kai Cenat had like the whole Good Luck Charlie, not the whole cast, but
Oh,
the
yeah?
majority of the Good Luck Charlie cast on like a
Oh,
stream.
no way.
I thought that was so funny. And like,
I think the mom's actually been canceled. I think she's
she'd be active on TikTok with her
Trump
political
supportiveness.
views.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, Charlie's like has her driver's license now.
That's
which is just
crazy.
crazy to me.
Oh,
Which, like
that
I'm not
hurts
that
me.
much older than Charlie, but it's just weird because she was a
Yeah.
baby in the show. And,
Yeah,
like I watched the show,
absolutely.
which is wild.
Yeah.
But anyways,
That is crazy.
your number 2 pick.
Yes, I'm going with another audience favorite, but also one of my personal favorites.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a historically amazing show. I think you might have even missed this on your big board.
Really?
I don't know. It's not Disney. It's not Nick. It's not Cartoon Network.
Wow.
But it is Sesame Street.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
a great pull.
I'm very happy with my Sesame
Yeah.
Street pool.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't dive too much into like the like
Young shows.
young shows, like the
Okay.
baby shows, but Sesame Street is goated. Like
Yeah.
that is the
It might be
kid
the
show.
GOAT,
yeah.
like toddler baby show.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna move on to mine. staying in Disney. This might be biased. I don't care.
Okay.
Because I was also more of Disney XD because it was cooler. Because XD.
Yeah, no, just
Heck
XD is
yeah.
sick, right? Yeah.
So sick. It was the more like intense Disney channel. But I'm gonna go with Lab Rats.
You are killing it right now. I'm not gonna lie
I'm
to
gonna
you.
go with Lab Rats.
You are doing a great
For
job.
sure.
I loved Lab Rats with my entire heart.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Lab Rats was just that was like my favorite show. I remember watching for the first time and just being like, dang, this was tough.
Yeah.
Probably just has to do with my superhero love that most people have, but Lab Rats was gas.
Yeah, I'm nervous about my final 3 picks because I know I'm gonna have to leave some out, and I just don't. I don't.
Inevitably, something's getting left off the board.
Exactly, but I'm gonna have to choose between one of 3 Disney Channel shows, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't. Yep. Okay, that's gonna be my choice. Disney Channel show. I love this show. The romance between it, the friendship in it, always great. That show is Austin and Ally.
Dang. Austin and Ally.
I loved me some Austin and Ally.
You know what's crazy? I did not have that on my board.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I rocked with Austin and Ally a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't watch it as much as I watched a lot of other ones. But every time it came on, it was really good.
Yeah.
Dez was definitely my favorite character.
Yeah.
For sure.
Love
and my favorite NBA player ever, Dwayne Wade, was on Austin and Ally.
Yes, he was.
So I thought that was really cool.
He's your favorite NBA player of all
My
time?
favorite player of all time.
Why?
I just growing up just watched him a lot, and I don't know, love his game.
Fair enough.
He could hoop, and
he has a great statue in Miami.
Yeah, it kind of sucks with him being my favorite player because of his son.
Yeah.
Do you know about that?
Yeah, Don.
Yeah. No, all my friends just flame me anytime that I bring up Dwayne Wade.
Well,
but,
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. I feel like I've got a pretty diverse draft. You know, I've got Phineas and Ferb, a cartoon, and I've got my Disney Channel and my Disney XD. So I'm going to move on to Cartoon Network.
Okay.
And I'm going to pull out what I think is the greatest Cartoon Network show, unless I forgot about one.
Oh.
But I just think that this show just had such a good run, and I don't even know if it's my favorite personally, but it's my favorite. Like I think it's the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's Amazing World of Gumball.
That's a good pick. Yeah, I can live with that.
Because there are definitely ones that can battle it.
Adventure Time was always fun. And
yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch Adventure Time.
Really?
Yeah. I watched it if it came on, and my mom didn't know about it, but.
Yeah.
If she saw it on, she would tell me to turn it off.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, Amazing World of Gumball was just a great show.
Yeah, man, I'm looking at my list and I'm nervous.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to leave. I have to do an honorable mentions after this, but
yeah, I'm definitely gonna mention the ones that I had that didn't get picked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazing World of Gumball. Tough show.
All right, all right. This show was great for me. I think it was great for a lot of young Christian children growing up.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just a great everything. Great message, great song.
I already know what it is.
And that is VeggieTales. I absolutely love VeggieTales, and I could not finish this draft without it.
No, I feel like VeggieTales, even for non-Christian kids, like,
yeah,
they enjoyed VeggieTales.
Absolutely.
Like, I know a lot of kids that aren't Christian, and they watched it, and I'm sure they enjoyed it.
I mean, Larry Boy's just great.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Lord of the Beans?
Lord of the Beans?
Yeah, that's like a spoof of Lord of the Rings. Oh, it was great. Go check it out. You'll still enjoy it.
Like Star Wars or the Star Trek one.
I forgot
what it was called.
I haven't seen that one, I don't think.
I think my favorite is the Pirates Who Can't Do Anything.
Oh yeah, the Jonah.
Yes, so good.
I totally forgot about them. Yeah. They were in the Jonah movie too.
Yeah, they had the Jonah movie. Yeah. They had their own movie.
Yeah,
that I really liked.
With the Cheeto Puffs or the Cheese Puffs, right? Yeah.
That one was really good.
That's awesome.
But for my fifth pick, I'm gonna go with not even. There's a couple ways that I could go with it, but I'm gonna pick my just there's so much nostalgia in this show for me, and it had a couple different runs, and some of the latter ones weren't great, but the original and the second version and the third version were all really good. I'm picking Ben 10.
Ben 10, okay.
Ben 10.
I never watched that too much.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, or I knew people that enjoyed it.
Oh, it was absolutely my favorite.
Okay.
Ben 10 was so tough. I had a Ben 10 birthday party when I was
There you
little. I dressed
go.
up like him. My
Nice.
cousin was dressed up as Heat Blast. That
Yeah.
was one of the aliens. But
That's
man, Ben 10 was so good.
That is
and
cool.
there was Ben 10, and then there was Ben 10 Alien Force, and then there was Ben 10 Ultimate Alien.
A lot of different ones.
And then after that, it fell off crazy. I think it
Oh,
went to Omniverse, and then another one after that. And I didn't rock with it after that. But
yeah.
Ben 10 holds a special place in my heart, and I couldn't let it get undrafted.
Yeah, okay. I could go a couple different ways here. I could go a school pick. I could go younger kids pick. And then there's man, this is hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do some honorable mentions. But I think I'm going to go with, man, if you're in school and the weather outside is just not too good and it's raining or it's just too hot or whatever, you come inside and you watch Magic School Bus for recess.
Tough.
And I think that's just a
pick.
great show, you know it?
Yeah. No, Magic School Bus was fantastic. Miss
Yeah.
Frizzle. And,
I feel so bad leaving some of these
Man.
out, though.
yeah. Well,
pains
I'm going to
me.
go through mine.
Yes, please.
I've got, let me see how many honorable mentions I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 that got left off the board.
7. So.
At the top of that is Kicking It.
Yeah,
Kicking It.
Kicking It was great.
I can't believe I left it off, but I had my Disney XD representation with Lab Rats, so I had to leave off Kicking It, even though Kicking It was amazing. Clears Cobra Kai, 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, not even close.
After that, I had Jesse.
Yeah, that was on
Jesse
my
was
list.
one of my
Jesse,
favorites.
For sure.
One that I wasn't huge on, but I know a lot of people love it. Sweet Life with Zach and Cody.
Yeah,
on deck,
same with
and
me. I was never huge on it, but I know it's a fan favorite.
I
for
just
sure.
didn't. I don't know. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. I just literally didn't watch it. I didn't know much about it. After that, this one is probably the main Cartoon Network show that I think rivals Amazing World of Gumball, and that's Regular Show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I didn't watch it a ton, but I've gone back and looked at it since, and like a lot of it still holds up. Like it's still really funny. After that, Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls is on my list.
Another show I couldn't really watch. I've watched it since being younger. I don't know, since I couldn't watch it.
Just an awesome,
great show.
Song too.
Yeah, theme song goes crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of these get not carried, but the theme song helps a lot.
They're just
Like,
so
it means
recognizable that
so much.
Absolutely.
And then the final one I had, probably shouldn't have even made it, but it's one of my favorites, is Ant Farm.
Oh, I've completely forgot about Ant Farm.
I know it wasn't the most popular, but
Yeah.
I really liked Ant Farm. Ant Farm was
And then
really
they had
good.
like a spin-off of that too, right? Where they went to a bigger school.
It was still the same show.
It was
but
still
yeah,
Ant Farm?
eventually
Okay.
it just like changed.
Okay.
Like sets, but yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
No, it was Ant Farm was really good.
Alrighty.
That's
All
all
right,
that I
yeah.
had. I don't know what other ones you had besides what I said.
I went younger with some of my picks. For example, one of my honorable mentions was Little Einsteins.
Man, that's a good one.
And the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I don't know if you ever watched this, but Jake and the Neverland Pirates.
Yeah, I didn't. I was looking back at this. I was having a conversation with somebody about this the other day, and Jake and the Neverland Pirates. I thought I was like too old for it. Oh, were we actually talking about that? I thought I was too old for it, but then I looked back at like when it came out, and it was like the prime time for me to be watching it. So I don't know why I thought that, but so I missed out on Jake and the Neverland Pirates.
I also had Gravity Falls and Jesse, but I also had Livin' Maddie.
Dang, yeah, Livin' Maddie was
good.
gas.
Yeah,
Livin' Maddie was really good.
And then not as popular, but Dog with the Blog was a great show. I enjoyed Dog with the Blog.
It was. I enjoyed it. I thought about it after, and I was like, was it really that good? But
I think it was.
I definitely enjoyed it watching it. It was a little goofy, but yeah.
And then a show like the only reason it isn't on this list is because I just don't think it's super popular. It was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
the Nickelodeon one.
I freaking loved that show.
I watched it the other day with my friend. We were just sitting, chilling, and
so
scrolling through Netflix, and they had it, and we watched an episode.
That's awesome. And then my three final ones, they're younger shows. One of them is current, which is Bluey.
Yeah.
Bluey's a great. I've actually watched a couple episodes,
Really?
and like for me, it's entertaining.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I mean, I know it obviously,
Yeah.
but I've never.
And then also Wonder Pets and Backyardigans.
Dang, Wonder
Yeah,
Pets.
I know.
Oh my gosh, I love Wonder Pets so much.
I should have had Wonder Pets on it because like I have a
Yeah.
turtle and his name is Tuck because of
No
the turtle
way.
in Wonder Pets.
That's
yeah.
so tough.
Yeah.
That's
There are
crazy.
just some awesome shows, man. Like Lazy Town. Lazy Town was great.
I never got into Lazy Town. I
Yeah.
know Lazy Town, but I never watched it really. Because I've heard people talk about it, and a lot of people love it, but I just.
I actually have a
Never did.
story for you. So the main character
Yeah.
in Lazy Town, his name is Sporticus.
Okay.
Awesome name.
that is a crazy name.
And I loved that name when I was a kid. And my
Mm-hmm.
sister loved the name Elizabeth. And we would get a lot of tadpoles. And our parents wanted to be fair, so they'd always let us choose the names together. So it was always Sportabith. Like Sportabith 1,
Sportabith.
2, yeah.
Oh my god.
And all the toddlers, all the tadpoles died.
Oh.
And so we didn't get it. But there was finally one that was lasting. It was growing legs. It was about to turn into a frog.
Wow.
And we were changing its tank. And right as we were about to pour it into the other tank, it just hopped out and went straight into the garbage disposal.
Oh my gosh.
And that was the
That's an
end
insane story.
of the Sportabiths.
Sportabith.
Yeah.
Man, the chosen, the one Sportabith that
Yeah.
was gonna carry it on. Killed
Ended up
itself.
dying. Yep.
That's
That
crazy.
I don't want to live this life anymore, and it just killed.
Well, on that somber note, we can close the episode out. But thank you for listening
Yeah,
to the End the Lab podcast. It was really, really fun getting to sit here and chat with Ethan. We're gonna have a couple more episodes coming out every Wednesday. Again on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, a couple of different platforms. But yeah, I think that's a wrap. Let us
Yeah.
know who won the draft.
And why it was me.
Personally, I think that I won, but Ethan can have his wrong opinion.
I don't know, man. Sesame Street,
Sesame Street was good.
Veggie Tales,
was
SpongeBob.
cool.
I don't know, man. I might have the
just-
squad on my side. We're gonna have to
I
put
don't
a poll out on Instagram
Yeah,
or something
we'll
like
definitely
that.
put a poll out. But yeah, thank you for watching, and subscribe, like, share. Make sure to come check this out.
Absolutely.
Every Wednesday.
Make us go viral.
Would really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, see y'all.